You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, guys, I may sound like a bit of a broken record here in this video because I'm probably going to repeat a few things that I've already said before. Super Bowl yesterday, and Patrick Mahomes was the QB for the Chiefs, and Jalen Hurts was the QB for the Eagles. They just so happen to be black. Now, when we found out that the Eagles and the Chiefs were going to be in the Super Bowl, I was not thinking about there's actually two black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. Didn't care about their color. Now, I said it before, when Tom Brady and Eli Manning played in the Super Bowls, I wasn't thinking, you know what, that's two white quarterbacks. I was just thinking, you know what, that's just two quarterbacks right there. Nothing more. Now, it's kind of funny, guys. I actually did a video on my personal channel, and the actor Idris Elba came out and said that he doesn't want to be referred to as a black actor. Why? Because when it comes to professions, you don't actually address yourself by your race in your profession. Let's say that you're a police officer. Do you ever address yourself as a black police officer or a white police officer? You know, when you're making a call, you're going out to a scene or something like that. You knock on the door. Let's say that there's some domestic disturbance. You knock on the door, and the person asks, "Who's there?" "Oh, it's a black police officer." No, you just say, "It's the police," regardless of race. You see, that's the problem here with all this race baiting stuff here. As soon as we found out Mahomes and Jalen Hurts were going to be the QBs in this Super Bowl, boy, the woke media, they were obsessed with race. Mike Freeman over there at USA Today called this the blackest Super Bowl ever. Now, guys, when it comes to the players, 80% of the players in the NFL are black. Just let that sink in. But anyway, that brings us to Chris Berman over there at ESPN. He made a pretty ridiculous comment about Abraham Lincoln and black quarterbacks, referring to Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. Now, honestly, guys, I'm not obsessed with race, but Patrick Mahomes, he looks more white than he does black. Let's just be clear about that. You know, you always hear about his mother because his mother's actually come out and protected Patrick Mahomes when it actually comes to his name. A lot of people are calling him Pat Mahomes, and then she came out and slammed everybody, said, no, his name is Patrick. And I said, man, if Mama Mahomes wants me to call him Patrick and not Pat, I'm going to call him Patrick Mahomes. And I don't think I've actually called him Pat Mahomes since then. But anyway, right here it says ESPN's Chris Berman raises eyebrows with Abraham Lincoln remark while talking Patrick Mahomes versus Jalen Hurts. Berman anchored post-game coverage after the Super Bowl. Yeah, this is pretty ridiculous. But it says here ESPN star Chris Berman raised some eyebrows on Sunday night when he recapped the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl 57 victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. Berman anchored the post-game coverage for ESPN and dove into the history made by Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts when they became the first black quarterbacks to start the same Super Bowl, even though this is actually Mahomes' third Super Bowl he's been in. The storyline had been prevalent all week long, but Berman took it a step further Sunday night. And I don't know why he actually brought this up. When I think of Boomer, you know, I just want to hear, and he could go all the way. He's really good at that stuff. But his virtue signal kind of landed flat here. It didn't make sense what he actually said. And it just so happened that the Super Bowl fell on Abraham Lincoln's birthday. But what does that actually have to do with Mahomes and Jalen Hurts? I don't know. But let's play this.
Also, of course, two African-American quarterbacks starting against each other in the Super Bowl for the first time, fittingly. February 12th is Abe Lincoln's birthday. Here we go with the highlights in case you missed it.
It's going to take a little while.
Well, it was worth the wait. Chiefs, Eagles.
Yeah, and I believe that it was Steve Young and Booger McFarland with him, and they were kind of like, okay. It seemed like they didn't even know what to actually say next. Yeah, not a good look for Chris Berman right here, trying to virtue signal. This didn't make any sense whatsoever. It fell on Abraham Lincoln's birthday, the Super Bowl. Okay. Anyway, but this is some of the comments here. You can see this comment here. So ridiculous on every angle. The common man just sees two great quarterbacks. Yeah, like I said, I didn't even know. Well, I know that they're actually black, but it didn't dawn on me that they were black quarterbacks being in the Super Bowl for the first time. It didn't matter to me. It did not matter. I can care less. Guys, the quarterbacks that just so happen to be black, they have definitely made strides over the decades in the NFL. Back in the 1980s, not a whole lot. You had the great Warren Moon who was out there. And of course, Doug Williams, he won a Super Bowl MVP. He wasn't a great quarterback, but he had an amazing game. But since then, guys, black quarterbacks or quarterbacks that just so happen to be black, they're playing, they're making Super Bowls, they're winning Super Bowls. Okay, just end it at that. But the media has to make it a spectacle because they have to show you how virtuous they are. Nothing more. Now, I have Dak Prescott on my team, but for example, if let's just say that Tom Brady was the quarterback of the Cowboys and he went up against Jalen Hurts, I'm going to be pulling for Tom Brady and my Cowboys. Why? Not because Tom Brady's white. Don't care about that. It's because he's the quarterback of my team and I want him to beat Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. But this is what happens, man, when you try to be woke and it backfires. Oh, this is a good one right here. The media acts as if the slaves were freed last month. Meanwhile, they ignored the new slaves being brought across the border. Good comment right there. I mean, was Boomer actually trying to make the comparison that Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes are now free slaves? I mean, if that's what he was trying to get at, because Lincoln freed the slaves in the rebellion states, I don't believe that's a good comparison. Actually, I think that's a bad look right there. Is this the same Mike Freeman from USA Today? I think that might be. Because he says, what the hell? Even he's not impressed by this comment. And Mike Freeman is super duper. Yep, that's Mike Freeman right there from USA Today. I just brought him up. And even he said, what the hell? That's funny. What? Berman, what is this? Yeah, he got blasted for this. This is ridiculous, man. See, this is what happens, man, when you're obsessed with race. You say stupid stuff like this that should not even come into play. The race of Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts, it shouldn't even come into play. Now, Patrick Mahomes' passing numbers, they weren't really high because the Eagles dominated the time of possession, but he had 3 touchdown passes. He performed. Jalen Hurts had a touchdown pass and 3 rushing touchdowns. He was tremendous. I don't care about the race of any of these quarterbacks. Why is nobody actually calling for Asian Americans to be quarterbacks in the NFL? There's nobody calling for that. Nobody's calling for Chinese American QBs in the NFL. But the media definitely seems to be obsessed with race, and this just needs to stop. It does. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.